Hello friends and welcome to Gamereactor Live. I am Dora Haldorsson and joined as always, well, most of the time, by Nick Holmberg here in the studio. Today is our day 2 in our countdown of Game of the Year.
Which means day 2 means number 4 on the list.
Yeah.
All the numbers.
Yeah. Yesterday we listed the runners-up from 10 up to 6 and then played number 5, which was Mario Kart 8.
Yes, for the Wii U. We listed a lot of other things as well.
Yeah. I think...
Math week on Gamereactor Live.
What most people will remember will be Destiny at number 7. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
in the chat at least, that was...
that was a big point.
Yeah. But there's another thing. It's 4 o'clock. And right now there should be a new trailer for a game we also like here in Gamereactor Live. There should be a new trailer for...
wait, let me just check.
The heists.
Make sure that we got the embargo correct.
Waiting.
Yeah. Vamp for time.
The excitement. But yeah, if you're new to this and haven't watched yesterday, this week is Game of the Year week on Gamereactor Live. As Doris said yesterday, we mentioned our 6 through 10 and then played our game number 5. Today is 4, Wednesday is number 3, Thursday is number 2, and then Friday we play the Game of the Year for Gamereactor Live for GRTV. We asked the editors and freelancers in all the different countries if they're up for voting. Most of them were, if they had time, and collect their votes. They all made a top 5, and then that way we sort of made a list of the games that got the most votes. See now, before we get into it, as you see here, it's not revealed yet. In a moment we'll have a nice little thing come up here that shows what game we're playing today. And then we'll talk about it. But before that, we should have...
It does seem like it's not dropping at the allotted time. It's 2 minutes too late. How
but
dare
they've
you?
been late before.
Yeah.
I remember a previous where it's been like 10-15 minutes late, actually. Did you check the embargo?
Yeah.
It should be now,
It should have dropped 2 minutes ago.
So we can say what I sort of already did, but...
Yes. So, there's a new trailer dropping for GTA Online revealing the heists.
Yeah, GTA 5. Do you know if it's coming to old gen as well?
No idea. I'm assuming...
I don't think... My mic is probably going to act weird because I have a soft t-shirt on today.
Ooh, softy. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I
guess the trailer was going to reveal that. But
yeah, but the GTA 5 trailer, there should be heists coming. They've promised that a couple of times, but now it sounds like it's actually coming this time.
Still nothing. So let's move on. We'll talk about today's game, and then I'll keep an eye on this.
All right, and we might do it at some point during the stream. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll do it at the end.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be up on the site. Yeah. As soon as it drops.
Well, we'll see now that we are here. We'll see if someone else gets it.
We have about 3 editors. I'll upload it.
Just do it while we stream. Dory, can you put the trailer up? Anyway, we should get to the important part of the
stream. We're going to be playing today.
Yeah.
And that is the number 4 Game of the Year, according to us here on the stream and all the editors in the network that voted.
Yeah.
And that game is, if we get a drum roll, and up here on the TV, it is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. I was a little bit surprised how high this got in the rankings.
Yeah.
Although I voted for it.
It was a game that, when it came out and people were reviewing it and after, I thought it might be the Game of the Year. Because everyone seemed to love it and seemed to be really surprised how good it was. Yeah. Seeing it in E3 and preview stuff, a lot of people didn't think it was going to be that good. But yeah, now maybe I thought it would be higher than this. But then again, there's other good games, so it's tough to get the number 1 spot. So
yeah, like I said,
you were surprised it was so good when it came out.
Yeah, right? Yeah, super surprised how good it was, and then I played it a lot, and then I kind of quickly got a little bit fatigued. I love the Nemesis system. Some of the gameplay, some of the parkour is kind of, but in terms of fun playing, it's so great. But then you finish it, and like the final bosses and the story is just a bit of a meh.
I'm looking forward to getting through the story. I haven't finished it to see how I feel about it, because you don't really care about Lord of the Rings. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so
True.
maybe I'll feel a bit different. I was really surprised just playing the opening, how that actually was. I really liked that part of the story, and it was cool that it felt like Lord of the Rings, but it was something new. It wasn't just, a rehash of the movies. I don't like those games where it's just, we're just replaying the movies and hack and slash and stuff.
I mean,
cool.
it's not a very, you don't need a lot of skill
For the game?
For the game,
No.
but I mean, just dropping into a sandbox and killing orcs. I think for a couple of months after it was out, I was just like, almost every day, I was like, I need my fix. And I dropped into the world and killed a bunch of orcs, and then, okay, good for, 20 minutes or something like that.
Right, but let's get the game up.
Yeah.
Let
me just refresh this. Also, I'm sure people have opinions in the chat. You can.
Yeah, people are saying they're going to play GTA. There's. I'll.
Yeah, still
let
no
you know.
trailers, so I'll just boot up the game. There we go. Now, there's a couple of things that we can take a look. Of course, we streamed the game when it first came out. There's a couple of things that we can take a look at. What they have released since launch is several DLCs that I haven't bought because I don't think they're worth the money. It's like mid-level runes that you'll get better ones in-game anyway, I think. And then like time trials and stuff that meh. But they did release some free DLC, which I think
I was about to say, that sounds like
a bit more
time
interesting.
trial stuff seems like it should just be an update to the game.
But there's some free DLC that I think is a bit more interesting. They released a couple of character skins. You can take a
But
look.
is it just skins, or does it play differently?
Yes and no. The
Okay.
first skin is just a skin, which is, if we go into play here, let's get the game up on the stream. Oh,
It's just we don't have it.
let's fix that. Should be there now. Yes, here we go. So, of course, the original skin is Talion.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
the
That
main,
is the
main
character.
of the game. And then the Power of Shadow, that is the hand of Sauron.
Okay.
That is basically, as far as I can
But
tell,
how does
just a
that?
skin.
Because how's the voice? How's the cutscenes then?
The thing is, I got it after I finished the story, so I haven't played through the story, but all the orcs interact with you as you are kind of still Talion.
Oh, okay.
Because they never say your name, there's always just, the ranger.
So it's just the skin.
Yeah. Then you have Lithariel, which is a...
That sounds close enough.
Lithariel, which is
The thing is, do you think that's Quenya or?
Oh, fuck off. Now that is a character that you meet kind of in the secondary of the game. And you can play her without some of the powers. She has lower armor and stuff like that, so it has a bit more impact on the gameplay.
Okay.
And with her also comes, they have the Trials of War that you can play through. And the Test of Defiance, which is, I've tried to get through the entire thing. You can see my best score here. I spent half an hour on it. And look at my score here, 2,987. Not even close to just the general leaderboard. What is that, like 18 million or something?
But that's like in the world.
True. I'm not sure where's my rank.
Weren't you like 9,000? That's not terrible.
But the thing is, I haven't been able to sit down and dedicate 3 hours because you have to finish it in one run through.
What is it? Just finish the game? And
It's basically you open up in the main area with a full panel of captains and war chiefs. And then it's basically kill everyone.
Okay.
You can't save, and if you want to get the high scores, you can cannot use the branding. You only gain elf shot from picking it up in the world, so you can't drain the orcs to get the ammo. and yeah, you need to finish with no war chiefs in power.
Okay.
And I thought we'll start off a test of Defiance, see how far we get.
Okay.
But then if I fail too early on, we'll jump back to the base game and maybe do something fun with the Nemesis system, which is the main draw of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, no saving and no dying. It's permadeath.
Getting asked here, of course, ties into Shadow of Mordor. Well, what both of us think of the last Hobbit movie. Have you seen that yet?
Nope.
I saw it, of course. It was actually the first time I didn't see a Lord of the Rings film at the midnight premiere, I think.
Yeah.
Waited till noon the next day. Waited 12 hours.
Holy shit. Self-control.
Yeah, that's a longer story about how the queue system worked in
Okay,
Denmark.
our first elite captain here.
But I like the Hobbit films. It's my favorite book. I like the book, The Hobbit, more than the Lord of the Rings books. But I don't think they're as good as the Lord of the Rings films. So like, Lord of the Rings, I like the films better. Books, I like the Hobbit better. But and I think it was the weakest of the three films. There's still moments that's cool because I like the universe and all that. And it's not even that thing of like translation from some book to film. I understand how that's different. They changed things in Lord of the Rings that, you know, like elves showing up at Helm's Deep, where like I wouldn't have done that, and I actually don't like that. But I don't have a problem with it because I know they feel like that is how they need to make it when it's a film. There's pacing things that need to change and stuff like that. Then there you have a thing like there's an elf sort of captain that dies there, that doesn't die there in the books. But I don't really have a big problem with that. I understand how film is a different format, but I think it just has plot problems and stuff, the Hobbit film. But I think it's still worth seeing, especially if you're a fan. It's a spectacle and it's you know, it's fun stuff. So I'm probably gonna. I saw it in 3D, high frame rate, all that stuff.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
probably gonna go see it in 2D.
I think that was actually what I thought, because I've only seen the first Hobbit film. I think that was actually what I felt was the most impressive about it, is how well the high frame rate worked.
It does make the 3D really good. And I will say, I think you should watch, I think I'll probably like the 2D version better, because I don't think the 3D actually adds a lot in this. I don't remember how, if it's just getting tired of it now, but I felt like it added more in the old Hobbit films. But it's like, this is your one chance to see it on a big screen, high frame rate, all that, you know, good 3D. You can have a 3D TV at home, I do, but it's not the same as seeing it in a cinema. And in Copenhagen, we have a cinema with Dolby Atmos, which is really awesome. That was really good. So you can always see it in 2D later.
Your blood must be spilled.
One of the comments in the chat is that this game was very easy. How did you feel about that?
I mean, in some ways, yes. Like I said, it's not really a game of skill, but
I feel like the game can be really hard and it can be really easy. Like we've talked about here in the office, we had some interns playing the game and they died a lot in the beginning, and then apparently the game got super hard because everyone was just leveled up really high.
And I'm not really displaying how it's not a game of skill here, since this guy is kicking
But
my
yeah,
ass.
then if you do well, the game can become really easy. And if you're up for like doing the easy way of doing it, it's also, you just want to, you know, do it the easy way, or do you want to, you know, challenge yourself a bit? You can always do that. But I would have liked that some of the combat was more skill based, because it is. I think that is the thing where it shows a game is not skill based enough when it's either really hard or really easy. You know? It needs to be that middle ground actually.
I mean, it does get a little bit harder when you hit these. What do they call them? These fortresses.
Yeah.
And you get surrounded by long-ranged as well as.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they call in like different captains, and one you have to stealth, and one you can't like do one other thing too and stuff. Then it can become pretty hard, but yeah.
Vulnerable to stealth finishers, yes. Okay, I'll get this guy right away.
Let's Let's see. MH76 has too much CGI in The Hobbit. I like Lord of the Rings much more. I'm actually not so. It seems like there's a trend now that everyone hates on anything that's CGI and everything that's practical, which I think has gotten a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
I do agree with the point to a certain extent, especially for Lord of the Rings, where I think it's more a matter of that the old films were shot on 35mm. They were done with practical effects, and now the new ones are more CGI and 3D and 48 frames, and that just makes them look different. So they don't really fit the old films, which I think is sad. It would have been cool if they sort of had the same look. But. It's really interesting with this that I feel like we've for a long time talked about that. Would someone please just steal the Arkham combat system? And then someone did. Of course, it's within the the same publisher, and a lot of rumors are saying this was actually originally a Batman game. And it started out like that, so it makes sense. But yeah, I would still like to see. I think what's the Hong Kong GTA we played here?
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs.
That has it a little bit, but I would definitely like to see more developers use a similar system, because that is a really cool combat system. I still think Batman does it best. Rocksteady Studio does it best.
I hate slow motion.
That's another thing. Yeah, I heard. Just like, I don't know. You can choose to use that more or less.
Yeah. Actually, think maybe I can turn it off somewhere. But yeah, Lasse is telling us that the trailer is.
Oh, I was actually not gonna say that, because I think now everyone's just gonna leave the stream.
No, but I was thinking we'll just pause this and show it off.
All right, we can do that. I thought it was gonna be a little bit weird in the middle of the game, but sure, we can do it.
So yeah, if you can cut away from the game for a minute. And yeah, let's cut to it.
I know you've been complaining, but you weren't ready. You need a crew to take a score.
All right, first thing's a plane. Then we got a bus. We got the inmate transfer schedule, and that's a two-person job.
You sure they're not following you?
It's gonna require a little bit of finesse. Simple. Should be the easiest money you'll ever make.
All platforms, no date.
Yep.
Looks awesome though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of returning characters.
I just want to say I love the opening line. Can we just run it again?
Yeah, sure. Let's roll it one more time.
I know you've been complaining, but you weren't ready.
Yeah.
That is really just, I think, a line to everyone who were complaining about this not being there. I think that's really funny.
Yeah, is our audio up? Yeah.
We got a bus. We got the inmate transfer schedule.
I'd say there's a lot of returning characters from the single-player game. There also seems to be a new character in terms of planning the heists. Or maybe that is supposed to be you.
I think that all those are just you. Like all these guys, I think it's just
Yeah.
character created by the
Be
users.
the easiest money you'll ever make.
And they also seem a bit bigger and more complex. From like stealing an aircraft
Yeah, it feels like
from an aircraft carrier.
yeah, it's the heist. It's sort of like the heist in the missions, but yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to do a stream on that. Talking about it yesterday. Like, what stream are you looking forward to? This will be a fun stream, I think.
Yeah. Doing the heists with the crew and
Yeah.
with the GR Live crew. That's gonna be nice. But yeah, let's jump back into the
it was
game.
good to see it was on last gen as well, I think. So people
Yeah.
not let out. People who were promised that last year, oh, it's gonna come shortly after launch, and then over a year later, if it hadn't come for those guys, I think that would have been pretty douchey. So that's good to see. Oh yeah, that was the teleport thing. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And just let that take care of business. I'll check the map. Where should we go next? Maybe, yeah, let's check out this duel and interrupt that.
It's, actually going back to GTA, it's actually crazy now they're releasing a trailer for it, but there's still no date.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no date. That's the same behind the camera, it says early 2015, but they also said shortly after launch
Yeah.
when the game came out, so it's like, I don't really trust that.
So, gonna start up a duel here between Mormok Kingslayer and Shaka Nightbringer. Which one should we help? Yeah, we should kill Nightbringer and then
Yeah, the thing with these encounters is you can also let them just fight each other
Yeah,
and
and
kill
then-
each other.
yeah.
But then one of them will be leveled up, right? So,
Yeah.
so
You want to kill the higher leveled one, because then the lower level one will go up one level, but then yeah, you can take them up. And actually I should check out here Sauron's army. So this is what we're doing here. We want to eliminate all these guys and all these guys. And because I want to get the high score, I can't really brand anyone or use them as I would normally do late game in the single player one. But yeah. So this is Nightbringer, he's level 13.
But so here the key is also, if you want to make it easy for yourself, is let them hurt each other a little bit before you kill the guy, right?
Yeah. Actually, the lower level character is doing great.
Yeah. But he's gonna be leveled up if he kills the other guy, right? Should we kill the wrong one?
Yeah.
You're like, he's low on health
Yeah.
now, so you can
So-
take him out.
Wait, oh, he gets full health.
And he is invulnerable to rings.
Yeah, I just wanted to get down there.
Yeah, but it would have been nice otherwise to have shot him.
Away with the shield, get rid of the ranged.
And in this mode, you have all the rooms and everything you unlocked
Yeah.
in the base game?
There we go.
You don't pick up all the rooms, or?
It's like when I have time, but none. You can see because they're white. None of them are epic runes.
Okay. Is there a certain amount of rooms you can only carry? Or?
Yeah, you can only use 4 at a time.
Yeah, but can you carry more?
Yeah, you can carry all of them. But it's just like, I mean, I have a pretty good loadout with epic runes. We can actually take a look at that. So we take a look at the weapons and the runes. My sword, I have stand and fight, increases all sword damage by 100% when Talion's health is below 25%. So when I drop down 25, I deal 100% more damage. Then I get all focus and elf shot on any last chance success. So either if I'm almost dead and I manage to save myself from death, or if then I get all of my health and all my focus and elf shots back. Wrath and Ruin increases the stun and knockdown durations on Wraith Flash. Actually, I want to switch that out with
That sounds good.
yeah. And then I have the Undying, which is recover all. That was the last chance. And then on my bow, let's check out what I have here. I have headshot kill recharges the Flame of Askar at double the normal rate. 20% chance an area blast will happen around the charge. So if I have a group of enemies and I get a headshot, I get a nice explosion.
20% chance of that happening.
Yeah. Increases the distract range by 50%.
What is that?
Like I did earlier, the captain walked underneath the bridge, so I shot the ground for him to go and check it out. Reduces the focus depletion rate by, which is really nice.
That's the slow-mo stuff, right?
Yeah.
That you don't like.
Well, wait, weapons and runes, and then I have that. Don't have all my runes on that. Yes, more terror and brutalization. And then change out choking horror. And then I want immune to poison. That's awesome. Really good thing we check that. Is there any chief in the vicinity? Let's check the war chief here. This is the closest one to me right now is Squeal for Sethra the Poet or Brock the Clever.
But so you need to kill all the orcs on that map thing.
Yeah.
But isn't there just going to spawn more whenever you kill some?
No, because they only respawn when I die. But if I kill a war chief,
is that in the normal game as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Not passing time doesn't.
Yeah, if you pass time.
Okay.
Yeah, because time passes when you die.
Okay.
So if you pass time or you die, new orcs will join the ranks of the captains. But if I kill a war chief, a captain will automatically right away take his place.
Okay, so you need to kill all the captains first, because then there's no captains to take the spots.
Exactly.
Okay.
Brock the Clever, he has one bodyguard right now, which is...
But isn't it best just to take him from the bottom? Or just take him one at a time? All of them?
Yeah. But I just... Because I'm close to a war chief, I wanna take him out now. I wanna get cocky with this. Wait, yeah, so let's travel.
Indian Cobra is saying, so Dora and Nick, Sinclair came up with the question, what is the most annoying question of the year? So I want to ask you, what is the best question of the year? That is a good question.
That one.
I feel like we've had a lot of good ones, but I don't really remember. Again, as was pointed out yesterday, we've streamed for I don't know how many hours. Yeah. So remembering questions like that is hard.
Actually, let's do a random event. Feast. So Gorful the Thirsty wants to have a feast.
Over says, best question, how's the trophy?
Eat and drink! Eat and drink! Eat and drink!
Okay, we've got a couple of bombs here actually, which is nice. Let's check out his stats. Vulnerable to ranged attacks. Oh, so I can kill him right away with Shadow Strike, which is nice, but I wanna...
Don't you just want to do a single charged headshot? Isn't that the easiest? Then you don't have to get down there.
Yeah, maybe. But I also wanna thin out his herd of... Yeah, I think that went well.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this one is blue now. What does that mean?
It's just a normal rune. It's level 17.
And what color is it if it's a good one?
Yellow. Then it's an epic.
And that's the best thing you can get.
Yeah, but I mean they normally don't drop that often.
So you think it's worth
Usually
picking?
only war chiefs, but it's like I got a nice build of epic rooms right now, so I don't really see the point of picking up every single rune.
No, when you got a full set of epic, maybe not. But so it's not like if people are playing this now, you would still recommend.
Oh yeah. Of course, when you're starting up the game, you should pick up everything.
Must have gotten in. Nobody else could wake up.
No wait, did I miss the where I was gonna start the war chief? I think I did. Yeah, I was gonna do that back here. Oops.
What's that?
These guys are back.
Escaping slave. Taste my blade.
What's up there? I need to start it first.
Yeah, so ambush, knock with the flogger by infiltrating stronghold. Okay, so time to be sneaky. Need to get into the middle of the stronghold without being seen.
Do you need to do that?
Yes,
Okay, to start the fight actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
otherwise you won't show up. Jump.
You got some stuff in the top left. Finish without performing a drain or brand.
Yeah, that is for
That's
the entire
overall
run
stuff.
through.
So you get bonus points if you do that.
Yeah.
Hover's asking which is the best trophy of the year. We covered that yesterday. I was called out for not yelling Destiny right away, so I'm just going to do that now. But I would actually, as I said yesterday, pick the flawless gold over the overall platinum. Getting the flawless raid was pretty rewarding. That actually, and today just with new Destiny stuff has actually made me think about a general thing that I'd like to hear your thoughts on. That takes, starts out in Destiny, but I think it's a general gaming thing.
Yeah.
So in Destiny, we've just had the DLC drop with Dark Below. Before you had different light levels and all that stuff. The best gear you could get were the raid gear, and then later they had the second Iron Banner where you could get some gear that was on that level, but you couldn't get a full set without doing the raid. With the DLC dropping, you can now get better gear than that just buying it from a vendor pretty easily.
And you need to have the DLC to be able to buy it.
No, you can actually get better gear even if you don't buy the DLC. You can raise your light level. But you can get now even better than that from the new raid. But that means the old raid and the old Iron Banner stuff is useless for the level. And a lot of people are complaining about that, and I think there's a lot of those complaints that are correct, and there are problems with Destiny. But I think it goes back to a thing that where I feel like I'm actually in some ways playing Destiny differently than a lot of other people. Even the people I'm playing with and stuff, it's all about getting to the max level, getting the best guns, where I feel like a lot of what I'm doing, I'm keeping old gear that is actually not the best anymore, but I think it's cool, it's rare. I'm saving old Iron Banner gear that is now, you can get better gear than that, but I think it's cool that I earned that. You know, I grinded through the Iron Banner, I reached top rank, and I think some of that, I have a chest piece that's, you know, not even like 30, it's like 27.
This is actually pretty awesome. I called up this war chief and he shows up with all his bodyguards.
Yeah.
And just before I came up here, I released some Caragors, and he has a fear of Caragors.
Oh, nice.
So he's running away from all his bodyguards.
But so I still want to keep the old stuff because I think it's cool. It's stuff that a lot of people didn't get, because everyone is getting like the top rank stuff, you know? And I'm saving a lot of my rare weapons even though they're not the best. How do you feel about that, and how, because that's another thing in something like this, how do you feel about, is it just about getting the best gear, or how do you play games? Would you go for rare stuff that's, or something that you earned in the, you know, it goes back to the trophy for me as well, it's getting that flawless, that is, you know, a special thing instead.
I played more for the gameplay rather than, you know, getting the top loot gear. But then again, I'm also a collector, especially when like in Fallout and stuff like that, where I need to get that rare gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
But grinding for it, no.
There's 20, now there's more with the expansion, but before there were 20 exotics, I think, weapons in the game, including the 2 PlayStation exclusives. And a lot of people just wanted the best one, where I wanted one of each, you know? I wanted to find them all, collect. And then I think there's something cool about, you know, when I go into the Iron Banner now, I might actually put on my shitty chest piece that is not as good as the other ones that my opponents will have, but is rarer. And they didn't, you know, they didn't earn it, they didn't rank up as much as me in the last Iron Banners to get that one. And beating them with, you know, an item that's actually lesser but rarer is even better, I feel. Beating a guy who has a better weapon than yours is awesome.
Yeah.
But like, he has the better one, but you will have the rarer ones. That's what I want to do.
And see, here I killed the war chief, and he dropped an epic rune.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna clean up a bit.
But now you just get a new one.
New war chief, yeah.
So this is pointless.
Nah, it's still fun.
Yeah, but if you want to finish that, you said like it took 3 hours. But if you want to finish this, the way to do it.
I mean, I still need to kill everybody. It's just a question of if I want to get more points by killing everybody as a war chief.
Oh, if you want to get the high score?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if you go for more points, it's actually best only to kill war chiefs, because then you will all kill them all as war chiefs.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it on time, it's just, you also talked about you didn't have 3 hours to do it, but you could probably run through this quicker if you just, you know.
Yeah, if I fast travel through the map and just take care of all the captains, probably. Okay, let's see who's next.
Here's another question from Indian Cobran. Oh wait, let's see if we... Send clip is saying, yeah, I meant the flawless one, Nick, not the plat, my bad. Don't say my bad. I think the platinum is the obvious one, and that's part of it. Let's see. Indian Corbin had another question. We covered the top 5 favorite best games of the year, so I want to ask you, what is your top 5 unreleased games that you're really looking forward to? Well, first I thought you meant games that we never saw, you know, that was announced but wasn't released. What 5 games are you looking forward to next year? Announced, I guess.
Right off the top of my head, again, Evolve.
Yeah.
But the other 4, I need to
Witcher?
think about it a little bit. Yeah, Witcher, yeah. And what else has been delayed that I was really looking forward to?
the thing is, you know, it's sort of different if it's games that are announced or games that isn't. Because like the next Call of Duty, I'm probably looking forward to. But it's games that are the same like Destiny, the next stuff. But games that have been announced, I'll probably go with Evolve and Witcher 2, Bloodborne, The Order. There's too many. Bloodborne and The Order for sure. Uncharted, Batman. Yeah, that's 6. Then I need to cut one. That's rough. The Division as well. Ooh.
I love doing this. Just releasing a character on the orcs. Now where is this dude that I'm looking for? I got a war chief over here. But I marked... Didn't I mark this guy? Because he was close.
Oh, the forest is gonna be really interesting as well. Oh, there's actually one we've forgotten. No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
I would say Uncharted 4, No Man's Sky, The Order, Bloodborne, and Batman.
Kill him slowly.
Is that him? Yeah, that's him. So clumsy, so I can grab him, damage by combat finishers.
So without requiring low health, okay.
And I can't stealth him, but I can long range him.
So how many arrows does he generally take, a guy like that? Because isn't it the best just to shoot him?
I could kill
Get some arrows.
Well, one wasn't enough. Let's pick this up.
That restores your arrows.
Oh, these are actually... Maybe I was wrong about not picking them up. Just because I haven't done so before leveling up a lot. Because that was like... What was it, 70% chance of regaining health?
That is actually my general experience with games. Make sure to pick everything up. Even though you think it's shit, once in a while you get one thing that was really good, and if you had missed that, that would have been terrible.
You're a brave one if you think you can take me.
Oh, The Division, but I don't know if that's confirmed for next year.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, they just sounded the alarm.
Have you played Far Cry yet?
No.
I wanted. Oh, okay. So in a way, this is sort of similar to how the outpost works in Far Cry. Interesting to hear how people feel about those.
Come on, not one explosion? Oh, there it goes, of course, when he's alone.
But you did only have like a 20% chance of that happening, right?
Yeah.
It was 1 in 5 and it happened, so.
That was a 20% increase. There's already...
Okay.
Oh. Maybe I should run away. Because I could end up on a chief that has the insta-kill perk. So there's no... Come on. Let's invite some guests to the party.
What do you do there?
I shot down a piece of meat for the Caragors. There we go. Check out Soren's army here. I'm actually doing okay. Not a lot of them left. Who's closest?
But I guess if you kill the top row before the war chiefs, will one then move up to war chief if you kill the war chiefs?
I mean, any of these will be sent up as a war chief right away.
Really?
So it doesn't matter if it's here from the top row. Yeah.
But they will just be very low level then, still.
Yeah.
Or what?
Nobody's close. Actually, this guy has a beast hunt, so go take care of that.
And what you're doing here is just you're marking him on the map, or?
Yeah, and then I'll
But if you fast travel,
fast travel closer.
Okay, that doesn't move forward the time.
No, because it's so fast.
Okay.
Leave the humans alone. Oh, on the move there.
Is there any sort of loot or anything other changing your appearance or anything other than
No,
the
it's
runes
basically
system?
just the runes.
Okay.
Check out
That's something that could be
stats
really
here.
cool in a sequel if you could pick up armor pieces and stuff like that.
He's invulnerable to stealth and ranged. There's a boomerang throw. Oh, and he can smell me out. But if I can set him on fire, that would be ace. Add another Caragor. Oh, he knocked me out right away. That was not a good idea after all. Come on, guys. Take care of him. He's not losing any health to the Caragors.
Yeah, there we go.
Finally!
And by killing my Caragor, he resolved the Beast Hunt and levels up. Great.
What was his weakness?
Red blood! I smell the blood of
It
man.
doesn't have a lot of weaknesses other than being blown up in fire and stuff.
No, his weakness.
Yeah,
His weakness is
Is-
okay.
it's being set on fire.
But he seems easy enough to kill.
Mm.
If you dare.
Yeah, I think I'll do just that, friend. Oh, and I didn't take off his head, which means that he might return after all.
Talking about GTA here, Indian Coburn is 120 in GTA Online. He says he thinks max is 270, and then he says, Nick, do you want to brag with your GTA level? I think I'm like 26 or 27. Or maybe I made it to, I think I actually made it to 30, maybe. Cypher is asking if there's a game, unreleased game I'm looking forward to platinum. It's always hard with that, because I feel like it's only when it's like a game that I end up really enjoying, and it's one that I feel like will be fun to do. In the past, I've never gotten around to do Uncharted. Wouldn't rule out going back and doing it, but that's sort of, and the same with Last of Us, the trophies just didn't fit with me playing it that way, so we'll see. Depends on a lot of things.
Run, slaves, be free.
The run mechanic in this game is really weird, where if you jump over a rock, you can run faster.
And then you press space and then you can pick it up quicker. No, wait, I didn't want to go to this guy, I wanted to go... Why is it... Oh, he's just inside this area, of course. So let's see if I can find him. Okay, so I can actually injure this guy with a range shot or Zero Strike. And he'll body slam me if I get too close. Ah, I need elf shots. God damn it.
Or Indian Coburn asked the platinum question about upcoming game for platinum, not Cypher.
Oh! This was actually a captain and I didn't even know it.
Weak as any other big skin. Let's find out.
This is a lot harder to play with the controller. I've been playing the game mostly with the controller, and with the keyboard and mouse it's even easier actually.
I was about to say, this does look very easy. It seems you basically just run up and kill them.
I am also playing it a bit safe with just taking them out one by one.
But yeah, but I mean, as long as you can do that.
Let's try this war chief here.
And it doesn't seem like you need to change your tactics a lot for each of them. But I guess we'll see when we get to see more war chiefs. Maybe that will change. But this is where in the base game you would brand them and make them turn to help you more.
Let's just check his weaknesses again. Doesn't say if he's invulnerable to stealth, so let's try that. Brutalize him.
He's probably blind. Looking at that, it's like a guy just above him. The mountain.
Oh, and great voice acting. I love the voice acting in this game. He's already retreating. I'm gonna let him retreat. Just to see what happens when we do that. Oh, can't jump down here.
more talk of trophies. I will say I have platinums that I'm working on. I'm missing like 3 in Far Cry, and I think I'll do Call of Duty as well, because I really like that game.
Oh, look at that.
Did you play through the campaign in Advanced Warfare?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it's better than it's been in the past couple of years?
I don't really have anything to compare it to.
Yeah. But I guess that does say something then.
Yeah. Thought it was okay. I always think it's silly with the whole drop you in there and you kill 500 guys and then everything still blows up.
Yeah.
But it's okay because you barely survived and then everybody switches sides 3 times or something.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like that's most games. Like that's this and Uncharted as well. The archaeologist who kills 2,000 people.
Yeah, true. I did like how it focused on one character throughout.
Yeah, I think that helped a lot. And that was something they talked a lot about before. That they felt a problem with this series is you never really feel for a guy because you jump around all the time and it's very confusing. Let's see. What platform are you playing on? We're playing on PC.
As evident by the mouse and keyboard.
Well, it works on PlayStation as well, although I don't think a lot of games have that implemented. Let's see, Nick, what about Witcher 3? I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. I haven't looked at how that's going to work with that being delayed. That's coming out in May now, right?
Which one?
The Witcher?
Yeah, I don't remember the...
At the moment, I think that works better because I want to play both The Order and Bloodborne in February. So I think that should work out fine, but I'm sure we're going to have games coming out in May as well. And it's going to be right before E3. I need to finish that before E3.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Why can't I find any arrows?
So is this one of the favorite games of this year, Dory?
Yeah, I mean it's.
It was in your top 5.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny looking back at the list from last year that I voted for. Last of Us is still my favorite game of all time. I have Resogun and Tomb Raider in there where like talking about that. Like, I played Gone Home after we had voted, and that would have been my number 2.
Yeah. Who is this little fella? Kuka the Elder, legendary captain, so he's vulnerable to stealth finishers, damaged by explode. Oh, I wish I had an elf arrow right now and I would blow up the fire he's standing next to.
All right, we're coming up to 5 o'clock, so let's say finish that guy, and then we'll run today's video.
Editor top 5. Yes.
Today, just like all the other days, we're going to run a video where an editor is going to share his personal top 5. So we'll take a look at that when Dory has finished this guy, or failed. We'll see.
I just wish I had a goddamn arrow right now.
Benke is writing, Witcher is May 19th, Bloodborne is March 25th.
Okay, maybe these slaves are providing the distraction that I need. Yes, indeed.
That was easy.
Thank you, slaves. I'm still just gonna let the orcs kill you, but...
But that was the boss?
Yep.
Alright. Let's pause it and let's get that video.
Just look at this.
So this, who was it we had today? Was it Artu?
It was Artu.
Artu,
from Gamereactor Finland.
Yeah, editor-in-chief of Gamereactor Finland. So let's take a look at what his top 5 is and why.
Yes, roll it. Roll tape.
Hi, I'm Arttu Reala, Editor-in-Chief of Gamereactor Finland, and here are my top 5 games of the year of 2014. Number 5. Dragon Age Inquisition. Beforehand I was a little bit skeptical about the new Dragon Age game. The previews didn't seem all that promising, but I was happy to be proven wrong about it. BioWare really knows how to create compelling storylines and vast RPG worlds. and Inquisition is no exception. It has a ton of really cool characters, and the interesting storyline keeps on going even though there is so much to do in the world. The amount of content is simply staggering, and few hours in the game seem like a drop in an ocean. It's simply a fantastic role-playing experience. Number 4. Bayonetta 2. The return of Bayonetta was for sure one of the most anticipated Wii U games of this year, and it did not let me down one bit. The gameplay itself is simply amazing, and the progression of challenge is pretty much perfect. I love the totally over-the-top action, and the incredible set pieces seem to be just getting better and better. Even the story is better, and there are a lot of reasons to try the game for a second time. That's very rare for a game to do, at least for me. So Bayonetta 2 truly deserves a spot on my Game of the Year list. Number 3. The Wolf Among Us. Bill Willingham's Fables is one of my all-time favorite comic book series, so I was incredibly happy to see it make the jump to video games. And what amazing job did Telltale Games do. All the characters, starting from the big bad wolf himself, are done really well, and the film noir style adventure kept me in the edge of my seat for the whole 5 episodes. I even liked the quick time action scenes and the prequel setting, which I usually don't care too much about. The Wolf Among Us is definitely my favorite Telltale game, even beating the 2 seasons of Walking Dead, which are also damn fine. There are a lot of new games coming from that studio, but I really hope we'll see more Fable games in the future as well. Number 2. Alien Isolation. Horror is a real hard genre to get right. Real terror and panic are difficult to do in the movies, and even more so in the games. It requires everything to lock down in their correct places perfectly, and few jump scares won't get you very far. That is why it was super nice to see Creative Assembly manage to pull everything right in Alien Isolation. The game has an incredible atmosphere, and in some points I was almost too scared to play it. The alien creature itself is truly terrifying, and maybe one of the best enemies in games ever. It is without doubt the best horror game of this year, and maybe one of the best horror games of all times. It's a game that will haunt you way after you turn the game system off. Number 1. Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. Even though many big games got delayed this year, there was still a huge amount of good games. Even so, my favorite game has no rivals. It is Blizzard Entertainment's digital card game, Hearthstone. It is by far my most played game this year, and I have sunk hundreds upon hundreds of hours into it. Hearthstone just gets everything right. The gameplay is simple, but super addicting, and even the free-to-play aspect is done right. I also love the balance of it. No single card or deck is totally overpowered, and it always takes both luck and skill to win. I also love the new Naxxramas and Goblins vs Gnomes expansions. I can't wait to see what kind of crazy decks people will come up next. So keep on playing, and see you at the hearth.
Yep, we're back. Those were Artur Rajalas, the editor-in-chief of Gamereactor Finland's top 5
Yes,
of
and
2014.
as you might see down here, we have Bengt Lemne in here as well.
Hello.
So
Yes.
the reason we brought Bengt in is he really likes Shadow of Mordor too. So Bengt, how about you tell us why?
I think this has been a year where we had sort of standout games that really pushed us over the edge.
I agree.
But yeah, and the thing with that is that there has been a number of really good surprises in my opinion, and Shadow of Mordor is certainly one of those. I wasn't expecting a game that would wrap me up quite as much as it did, and it was really well pulled off. Open world game. Sort of, the obvious big thing about it is the Nemesis system. I'm sure you've already covered that in depth, but it really does bring something to the game, and especially for me, who I didn't pay any attention to it in the first 10 hours. So once I had to start paying attention to it, I dug myself a little bit of a hole that I needed to climb up of, and that was really nice. That is, of course, a problem as well, because if you're aware of this system from the start and you're very good at the game will not be a very challenging game. Whereas if you're not aware of it and you sort of struggle a little bit in the beginning, you're going to have a very challenging and nice experience. So I think that has been present online, that that some people feel like, oh, this game is not fun because it's not challenging, whereas other people feel like, whoa, this is really challenging. I really have to think about things, and
I mean,
they are probably getting the better experience for it's strange. Usually you get a better experience if you're in tune with everything and you know everything, but now it may be a little bit different. So.
And I mean, one way to get around that, if you feel that the game is way too easy, you just go to a tower and you pass time again and again and again and again, and level up all the captains.
But it is true. That thing that that I sort of talked to you about before, where you say, oh, you don't like the slow-mo arrows, but you use them. But it's like it's sort of often hard to make the game harder for yourself on purpose. Like, of course, it's about beating the enemies.
Yeah.
It's unnatural in a way to not try to do the best you can do. So I get why people don't do that.
Yeah, I mean the slow-mo arrows. I guess it's sort of a necessary gameplay mechanic, because it's not really, the game isn't really built to be moving around and shooting arrows. In real time.
Yeah.
You would be very much punished if you would build your character as an archer in real time in this game, because it's you're just gonna get swarmed and you're not gonna do anything. So it's fitting with the game, but of course if you don't like that, you can skip upgrading those arrows, and they're not gonna be very useful, because if you don't have the explosive ones, and if you don't have enough what's it called?
Elf shot,
shots. If you don't have enough of them, you're not going to do a lot of damage.
You're gonna run out all the time. Yeah. I feel like even with Dory now, he has I feel like a lot of them, but he still runs out all the time.
Yeah. And there are you are going to run into orcs that you can basically only take out with the elf shots. And if you haven't upgraded that, you're going to run into some problems with those. While if you have those boss fights or orc fights, they can be really, really easy, even though otherwise they wouldn't be. So it's really up to how you deck out your character, where you'll find problems. I didn't do the elf shots much in the beginning, so that is one of the things where I got into a bottleneck where I needed to upgrade those a little bit.
How did you feel about the story, and how? Because we're talking here between us. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. How are you on that, and how did you feel the story worked?
That is also one of the big scares with a licensed game like this, especially when it's locked in between, basically it's locked in between a prequel and a trilogy.
Yeah.
Is there anything meaningful
Although
there
the
for the
Hobbit
player to
was
experience?
First. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a prequel.
Yeah.
But it's a prologue more or less to the Lord of the Rings. But I felt like they actually managed to both inject it into the storyline and make it sort of meaningful. I mean, it's not meaningful in the sense that you're conquering the world or saving the world or anything like that. But it still holds a meaning, and I think there were some really nice characters in there. So overall, a good job, and they also knew their limitations, because this is a sandbox game. You don't want to overburden it with a lot of story. So the cutscenes and that stuff was kept short, and I for one appreciated that, because for me that wasn't the big star of the game. But by not sort of overburdening the story bits, they I had a positive feeling about the story at the end at the end of it, and that's really what we want. yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a positive thing. You know, it's not an award-winning story.
No, but as you
know,
said, you
it's
don't.
certainly-
That's not really what you're looking for in a sandbox game. So that's
No.
probably good. Again, I haven't finished it, but again, it also it sounds like it's good in that way that it strikes the balance of not doing too much when it's sandbox and also hitting a story that both people who like the Lord of the Rings like, but also that you don't need to know everything about Lord of the Rings to actually play the game. How did you feel about the end? Story wasn't very happy with that.
You wasn't
No.
happy, or
Right, Dory?
no?
No. I think the boss fights, compared to how difficult some of the warchief fights had gotten for me,
Yeah.
the boss fights were just a joke.
Yeah, I mean, the end there, they were kind of like, I guess it's the problem of doing boss fights when you have sort of boss fights in an open world environment where there's so much more going on, so much more dynamics, and then you're taken to this special place towards the end of the game, locked into an arena, and it's a boss fight. You know, for me, that was sort of like there are many games where the final boss fight is not really from a gameplay perspective anything to note. I think it, like in a story it made sense, but yeah, it wasn't a great experience. You know, it's not as bad as the BioShock end boss, but you know, it wasn't great either. But you know, nobody talks about the BioShock end boss today, but it wasn't great.
Yeah,
Let's leave it at that.
All right. Anything else you feel like we should touch on, Bengt?
Now, you know, a perspective on the developers, Monolith Productions. You know, they pretty much went out and said that, you know, this is their last shot at sort of staying alive, at being relevant before the game came out. Not in so many words, but that was sort of the.
So this game needed to do well for them not to be. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I mean, they lost. I don't know if they lost or if they were taking off or whatever. But the Fear franchise was, of course, theirs. And then, you know, they didn't do Fear 3. They done some games that, you know, haven't really taken off. They did Gotham Imposters. They did Guardians of Middle Earth. You know, not perhaps you know, awful games in any way.
They're very
but
different
they didn't
games
take
as
off.
well.
Yeah. And they didn't do much money for their owners, Warner Brothers, so they needed this badly, and it was a big project. And I think, all things said, they really knocked it out of the park with this. They did much more than I expected, and I think they did more. I think this sold well, and I think it reviewed well,
and I think it's going to sell a lot better
shows.
over time as well, because I feel like as we've talked about, a lot of people didn't expect a lot, so I think. It didn't have that initial boost that some games do with a big hype. This is more one that's going to sell over time, that more people are going to jump into.
Yeah, and it's available a little bit cheaper now in a lot of places, and it's probably going to continue to be that. And for half price, this is a really great bargain. You really should pick it up, because it's at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun. You know, this is a fun playground. It's not as pretentious as some open world games, and not as big as some open world games, but you're gonna have a lot of fun, and it'll last you a long time as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
And even
to be
like
done
if
here.
there's things that's not perfect about it, I think getting this compared to one of those licensed hack and slash, as I said earlier in the stream, when like instead of one of those Lord of the Rings games, this is actually like a proper game. This is a proper licensed game, which is great. Where do you think we're gonna? I'm assuming if this sells well, Warner Brothers wants a sequel. Do you think Monolith is going to get to do that, and how are they going to do that story-wise? Because
I have no idea, because it does. You know, having seen it to the end, there's really. I mean, I suppose they could do something again with Talion, but at the same time, I don't know. That's also one of the things that we shouldn't really talk about. But the ending, is not sort of a final resolution kind of thing.
Let's not spoil the ending.
Yeah, but so I could see them leaving sort of maybe leaving themselves a little room to do a direct sequel. But at the same time, I mean, you know, Warner Brothers holds a lot of different licenses. I don't necessarily see this as having necessarily have to be Lord of the Rings.
No, I mean, this system could be
That's
ported
true,
to a
but
bunch
it's just
of different
in general.
games.
at least my experience is, if a game does really well, then when someone sees Shadow of Mordor 2 as the title, it sells better.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the safe bet, at least. They could, of course, do something that will do even better than Shadow of Mordor, but the safe bet is to do a sequel, and quite honestly, especially when a studio when their existence has sort of been on the line, I don't think that they've been going around doing a lot of sort of ambitious plans for something else than a sequel, because this needed to be a success. And of course, if it is a success, you need to do a sequel. So it would make all kind of sense if they were to make a sequel, and I'd be happy to see that as well. I think if they could, I think they will probably benefit from all the experience they had on new gen, and they didn't do the old gen versions themselves, but of course the design may have been held back a little bit.
But don't you think we also, like, if they just basically did a direct sequel to this, they still need to innovate, put new stuff in there for people to be happy with another one as well?
I mean, that's the thing. The Nemesis system is great, and it's brilliant, but there is no, I mean, I have so many ideas how they could flesh that out more.
I'm sure they do as well.
That's just
probably.
That's just an embryo. That's just the beginning. This can be, built on to a much larger extent, and that is really what would interest me most in a sequel, for sure. Because you obviously, when you do this the first time, you are unaware of sort of some of the effects, the ripple effects that sort of system has. So I think that is what intrigues me the most, and that is probably what will motivate Monolith to do a sequel as well. Because we talk about sequel as something like a little bit boring, but for a lot of developers, being able to go back to a game and say these things, it appeals to a lot of people, both programmers and artists, because they can, they hone their skills. It's like a craft.
But don't you think, like, I feel like a lot of people will love to see this Nemesis system put into other games as well. That a lot of other developers, or even Monolith, do a new game where they use this in a different way. It's really a great way of giving meaning to battles with minions and characters that normally is just a guy you kill and then that's it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it in the next Batman game, for instance.
Yeah.
Even though that sort of franchise already, those thugs are sort of villains are larger than life anyway. But it would be kind of nice to sort of see the henchmen.
So Joker's henchmen would have that. Yeah, that would be cool.
And some personality to them. But I think we'll see it more. I think maybe it's going to be in the background in some games and not sort of as much.
I
in
guess
the
they can't just steal it directly, all developers. That would be a little bit too much.
So we use this system. We don't want to say Nemesis system, but
we came up with this system.
No, I mean, some of the things that are in Shadow of Mordor are, of course, specific to Lords of the Rings, and sort of, won't work in another game. But the whole sort of idea of villain or enemies progressing and you getting rivalries is brilliant, and you can do it in a lot of different ways.
I'm almost thinking, like, I can't think of a game where I don't want it,
Yeah, I mean, I can see some games where maybe it doesn't make any sense, but I think basically any game that has sort of an RPG element to it, kind of makes sense to have it.
Thinking more weird stuff, like what about a racing game where you race, and if you end up having a rivalry with a game where, the next FIFA, they sort of build more on the rivalries between clubs as well. And I mean, you can really use that and evolve it in different ways where it's just the fact that, encounters with sort of the first enemy instead of the final boss means more is really cool.
Yeah, I just think that maybe in racing games they feel that having your friends' avatars or dravatars or whatever they choose to call it, it makes, is more motivating than sort of having the AI progress like that.
But it's just both could be cool, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it certainly, and like you say in sports, would also make a lot of sense, specifically like if we take like individual sports, like a UFC game, for instance, that would make a lot of sense.
For story modes and all those, you could also say all the EA games that have the Be a Pro one, where you sort of play your character's, career that way. That would make a lot of sense for that. If you're a winger in a football club in the story, you're playing as this guy, and you have a rivalry with the other winger in the club, and that sort of thing could be cool.
Yeah, absolutely, and maybe a fullback on some other teams that shuts you down,
injures
to get back
and
at him.
I hope developers out there are taking notes.
Then you don't have to injure him back.
Oh yeah, that would get dangerous.
But there's certainly a lot of that, and maybe also one of the things that could have been done even better in Shadow of Mordor is sort of highlighting the rivalries and making sure that you sort of, because there was this sort of sense of, oh, there's 20 or so orcs, I can't really tell them all apart, kind of thing, and maybe you can actually give these enemies more of a sort of personality traits, so that if you build a real rivalry, that person is going to show up in more. That's also one of the things towards the end. Your main rival in the Nemesis system will show up towards the end, and in a battle, and that is pretty nicely done. But I can see that happening a little bit more.
In that way, I would also love if the next one was more another Lord of the Rings games where it wasn't just orcs. Could you imagine if you would fight, you're an elf, maybe you would fight humans and dwarves and hobbits and orcs and trolls, and so that would diversify it as well.
There are many time periods they could pick from in the Lord of the Rings.
I want my adversity to be a dragon at the end, maybe. I don't know.
We've had a lot of dragons lately.
You can never get too many dragons, though. All right, before I let you go, you said you had just spent some time with the GTA trailer. Do you have any thoughts on that before?
Well, first of all, Heist sounds like a terrific addition to GTA Online. It certainly sounds a lot more ambitious than anything I didn't imagine at first. But of course, that is why it's taken a lot of time as well. And the second big thing is that it's early 2015, so they haven't really set a date yet, which is disappointing because they said a few weeks after the new gen versions, and then it's been a few weeks, and now they're saying early 2015, and early 2015 could be anything from January to March.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's April actually.
By now I wouldn't be, but hopefully they will surprise us positively next time, and then it'll come out in January, and everyone will be happy and everything works as it should, because that sounds basically like it's a I think a lot of developers will probably publish that as a game on its own and be happy with it. So
really looking forward to that, and should be a great stream as well. Yeah,
absolutely, and maybe more than one, judging by the amount of stuff that they're pushing out already at launch. I think there's going to be 5 big sort of strains of heists and 20 missions in total. Estimated 20-hour gameplay, which always you have to take with a grain of salt, because these estimations, but that's a lot. I mean, maybe it'll be pushing it to pull off a whole heist, a whole string of heist, a whole sort of quest line or whatever you call it of a heist inside of a stream. So that's nice.
All right, Bengt, thank you for joining us, and I think we'll jump back into the game and see where Dory's at.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care.
All right.
Oh shit! I didn't want to drop all the way down here.
Close the computer down. All right. Where are we at, Dory?
Well, I'm getting closer and closer to my goal of murdering everything.
You've killed 16 out of 15 captains.
Yep.
That's some math right there. But basically you need to kill 3 war chiefs, so you don't need to finish all of them, you just need to kill 6? Or does it need to be no one left?
I'm not actually. I haven't gotten this far yet.
Okay.
So I don't have.
Is there 4 or 5 when you start? Or 4 or 5 at a time?
What?
There's 4 or 5 war chiefs at a time, right?
There is. We'll just check it out here.
Because it says you need to kill 6. So in that way, you couldn't actually kill everyone and then just kill the war chiefs, because then you wouldn't get 6.
Okay.
We'll see.
But that would mean that I can finish.
But you already killed 3, you'd say.
Yeah.
So
I want to time it, and I should just go after the war chiefs now.
but you should kill that last guy. And
Yeah.
then
He is a war chief, so.
the one at the bottom? No, that's the one you're fighting now. Or what? There was one left that wasn't a war chief. Or is that the guy you're killing now, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So green room, what does that mean? Or is that yellow?
Yellow.
Okay.
Oh, nobody.
No, that wasn't
Took his
the war
place.
chief. There was one guy left that isn't the war chief. Right? At the bottom there?
Yeah, but he is the bodyguard to this guy, so
Okay,
he
so he
won't
can't,
take this
okay.
place. But yeah, I'll just go for war chief now.
It'd be interesting to see if it ends or if it's just like a bonus point thing.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to catch up on the chat here while I was talking to Bengt.
It's already been scarfed up by them other. Stay there!
Oh.
Hit him from the side!
Is the right click on the
Yeah.
mouse, is that counter?
It would be quite funny if I died from a pair of regular orcs.
It would. I hope when you're missing one war chief, some random orc runs up and kills you. Or you run into some fire or some shit. Alright, let's see here. Sally has top 5 releases is No Man's Sky is number 5. Number 4, Batman Arkham Knight. Number 3, The Division. Number 2, The Witcher. Number 1, Zelda Wii U. I actually forgot about Zelda. Is that coming out next year? That's actually, I think, end of next year. Star Fox was early, right?
Yeah, Star Fox comes out first.
I don't know how that's going to work with having time for all of that. Actually,
So, grab the supporter and make him squeal for Sathra the Poet.
I have a thing we talked about yesterday that
Yeah.
I prepared. And we said I should save for today.
Yeah.
I wrote a blog some months ago on the Danish site. Top 10 games of the generation. So that is PS3, Xbox 360, PC, Wii. I think that's what's in there. So I'm just going to go through them, and then you can let me know what you think and share yours in the chat.
Yeah, if I can pay attention while playing.
Yep.
I will.
So number 10 is Far Cry 2.
Okay, I kind of knew you would put it there.
Over Far Cry 3 or...
No, but that it at least would make your list
Yeah.
pretty high up.
Yeah, it was basically the first PS3 game I really played a lot, I feel like. One of them at least. There's some things I bought into, you know, before, because there's things... And then there was, because there was stuff I thought worked a certain way, because I didn't know. And then just stuff like the malaria and the guns jamming, and it felt like a real world. That was cool. Number 9, Gone Home. Number 8, some people in the chat will like this, Batman Arkham Asylum.
No. Oh, I killed him. Oops.
Mission failed. Number 7, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Number 6, Infamous. Number 5, Journey. Number 4, Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
Number 3, Uncharted 2. Number 2, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And number 1, The Last of Us.
Okay.
So that's my list.
Yeah.
Any
The hard thing
surprises?
about it is, no, not really. I thought maybe you would have put Red Dead Redemption at number 3.
And Uncharted number 2?
Yeah. But so you chose, there was only one Uncharted game there.
Yeah.
So you, out of the 3,
Yeah,
you chose
I don't know.
the best one of those.
I might have put one of them at the end, but actually I think in the end I think the other 2 would probably been in the top 20, but I don't think they would have made the top 10 anyway. The same for Call of Duty. I could have put, Modern Warfare 3 in there, maybe. Black Ops 2, maybe. I didn't play a lot of COD 4, so I didn't really play that. So I probably would limit it to 1, but it's also, in the end, I feel like, competing with Red Dead and
This is what I mean about the climbing system sometimes being a bit stupid.
Yeah, that and also the combat, I feel isn't as strong as it actually is in Batman and Assassin's Creed, but it's a good combination here and it works.
Okay, no, I can't get to him. I'm gonna press Z this time instead of X.
Oh, Indian Crowman is saying, so Nick, and I guess it's for you too, Dory. Thomas mentioned last year that every Christmas he has a list of games that he didn't have time to play this year. Do you have one of those? I do, and it's way too long. And this year I've actually sort of given up that it's not going to happen.
I've already started on mine.
But yeah, there are some games I'm going to give a go. I'm probably going to start with some of the smaller ones, like the 2 Ubisoft games that we talked about, Child of Light and
Valiant Hearts,
yeah.
The Great War.
I bought a lot of games recently. I don't know if I'm gonna get to them. I bought Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed Unity, and I still need to finish Black Flag, and bought Alien, and what else did I buy? I want to finish Transistor. I need to finish. I want to platinum First Light and finish those challenge mode, the infamous sort of extra chapter thing. I'm definitely going to play more Destiny. I'm going to jump into Call of Duty probably. It's like already you can hear there's not time for that. So yeah, there's plenty of games, but I've sort of given up and try to be realistic, and I'm just going to see what I get to. So yeah.
Oh shit, this might be it.
Oh, but I feel like I'm going to try to play the small ones first, because there's a chance that I'll actually finish. I also bought, even though I was not the biggest fan of Walking Dead, I actually bought Season 1 now for the 3rd time. I bought it on PS3, then on Vita, and now on PS4. And I bought Season 2 as well, so I'm thinking of maybe I'll sit down a day or two and play through that, Season 1 and 2. I think I might start over. Now, like, talking about the Nemesis system with Bang, I really want them to make another RPG in Lord of the Rings where you choose your own race. It could be an MMO, but I'm afraid that would, end up having some of those MMO problems and the grind and stuff. But an RPG, Skyrim set in Lord of the Rings with the Nemesis system where you choose your race, and it would already be built up some alliances and some enemies, like the elves don't like the dwarves and all that stuff. But then you would just have some missions and Nemesis systems so you could have enemies of any race and all that. That would be amazing.
Sorry, I'm focusing on
Yeah,
the
I get
slaughter.
that. It's interesting because now you're coming up. You have 25 minutes. I wonder if I'm assuming now you sort of wanna do this on stream.
No, shit.
Did you die?
Nope.
but you're close.
Yep.
You wanna run away maybe?
No, I want to take care of these guys.
MH76 is saying my dream game would involve dinosaurs like the first Jurassic Park, a mix of Far Cry and Alien, and someone need to make it happen. Horror and action, that sounds cool. Could be cool at least. I think maybe Alien and dinosaurs in the same game is a little much, but we'll see.
Just gotta keep him alive and holding on to him for 9 more seconds.
Then what happens?
Then the war chief comes.
Sort of lucky as a shield, aren't you?
Yep.
Doesn't that make it easier?
Here he is. Safra the poet. He's gonna say something brilliant when I finally meet up with him.
Oh, so he's meaning like Alien. So a mix of like Alien the game and Far Cry. Okay, I really like that. Not aliens. Like monsters from space. Alright, that sounds cool. Oh yeah, that could be super scary. Like a Jurassic Park horror game mixed with Far Cry.
So, invulnerable to range, vulnerable to stealth, monster slayer, so
you need to explode him and then finish him. Basically.
too bad he's not close enough to...
No fire arrows?
Yeah, he's not close enough to that fire. Let's see if I can get
I
him
have
to
some
walk there.
arrows in Far Cry you might like. Light him
See?
on fire.
He's
or
walking
explosive.
towards the fire.
Oh, he's stupid.
Let's get down there. Okay.
Forget him. Come get up close and personal with me instead.
Okay, that was a letdown.
Basil says he's gonna play Alien in Christmas break.
Shatter his knees. You'll be
Can't jump over him. Oh shit.
Oh, Dory. And that thing is getting smaller and smaller.
Yep.
Well, when does that reset? When you're out of this area?
Yeah, when I'm out of the engagement.
life taker, rhyme stealer.
Rhyme stealer.
Bye bye.
Space bar to kill.
And I made some space between his head and his body. Oh.
And then they run away.
Okay, who's next?
Got one left and you should be able to...
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go for this war chief, and then I can get both at the same time.
Alright?
No. Damn it.
Did you hear that?
So, hunt the hunters, and then he'll show up with his bodyguard. Let's see how many I can get just from here.
Being asked where we're gonna spend Christmas and New Year's.
It's a kind of a tricky question for me. Because it's a secret.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't decided. I always do this way too late because we have so much to do with work. But I actually just thought, oh wait, I should call one of my sisters after the stream today, and talk to my 3 sisters about spending Christmas Eve with them. So that's how far I am in my planning. New Year's, I have no idea. Okay, I need to play Last of Us again. I haven't played that on PS4. That's actually one of my probably my number one priority over Christmas. Play through that again. Hunters, is that just bowmen?
It's a specific orcs that throw spears.
Throw spears?
Yes.
Okay. The yellow triangle ones?
No, that's the one that's almost seeing me, but not fast enough. So,
that wasn't a hunter.
No,
it's
no.
Okay.
No, the yellow thing is the reticle of him seeing me. It turns to red when he does see me. So, where are they? Over there, and there. All over the place. Okay. Guess we'll just run through this. Because I am getting low on time. Okay. Grublik, the trainer, has showed up. Through the hand and the head. There we go. Elf shots. Okay. No, same one again. Okay, so they know where I am.
Ooh, Indian Cobra has his top 10 games of the generation. Number 10, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Wasn't that GameCube? Was that Wii?
Oh shit.
Gears of War is number 9. I feel like that was also the first Xbox, not the second one. Am I remembering wrong? Number 8, Arkham City. Number 7, Bioshock Infinite. Number 6, Heavy Rain. Number 5, Last of Us. Number 4, Red Dead Redemption. Number 3, Dark Souls. Number 2, GTA 5. And number 1, Arkham Asylum.
There is a fuckload of orcs here right now. And my health is low.
Sal is asking, no Zelda Ocarina of Time, but oh yeah, I guess you could do the remake on 3DS, but yeah. Otherwise, it's a different generation.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I don't include remakes. Generally.
Oh snap!
Oh, that became bigger again.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was out of the previous engagement.
Okay.
Ah! Fuck! Oh, he's just gonna leave me. Okay. Well, humiliated me there.
That's awesome. Sally saying, Nick, the remake is good too. It's not, I know it's good, it's not that, it's just I feel like remakes on lists, then it's like, oh yeah, then the remake of Final Fantasy VII and Banjo-Kazooie was re-released on Xbox Live, and then it just becomes the same. So that's why I generally don't include those on my list. But of course you can do it if you feel like. Smash Bros. Brawl was Wii, Gears of War 2 was 360, yeah, but it's just it said Gears of War, right? Cool. Oh, it did say Gears of War 2, I just missed the number. Let's see, Sendclip has his top 10 of last generation. Number 10, Final Fantasy 13. Number 9, Final Fantasy 13 2. Number 8, you guessed it, he writes Lightning Returns. As far as I remember, that is like Final Fantasy 13 3, basically. Number 7, Tales of Symphonia Collection. Number 6, Tales of Xillia. Number 5, Tales of Xillia 2. Number 4, Tales of Grace F. Number 3, Red Dead Redemption. Number 2, Disgaea 4. Number 1, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
No! No!
You branded him? And you weren't allowed to do that?
I accidentally pressed the branding button. So after an hour of
So
playing,
now you reset your score or what?
No, I don't get the final bonuses that you see here in the left corner. Fuck! And the guy got away. Motherfucker. Take it out on some work. God damn it, man. Jesus Christ.
So what now? Now you still go for the war chief?
Yeah, why not?
Also, that is probably the bonus thing at the left, is that you need to kill 6 war chiefs. So if you just finish the 4 or 5 that's there, then you don't get that
I
bonus.
should finish with all the war chief positions empty. So
Yeah.
kill all the war chiefs. Fuck.
All right, 10 minutes left. Do you want to do something else, or what do you want to do? Do you want to finish this?
Yeah, I'm overcommitted.
And then Corbin saying the first Gears of War was also on 360. Okay. Yeah, it's hard making a top 10 list. Indeed, it is.
can't believe I just did a brand. Oh, gotta do it all over again when I get home. So, don't take damage, kill everyone. Okay. This is fun. Yeah, if there's one thing that's lacking in this game, it's the AI is sometimes pretty stupid with noticing it.
Yeah.
And one more. Go. Let's see Gorkum the Immovable. Okay, so I can just stealth kill him. If I get the chance, I'll do just that.
There's a lot of guys. But yellow, does that mean they know where you are?
They know
Just that they are alert.
circa my whereabouts, maybe. They know where to look.
Did you have any other weaknesses?
Come on, get on the rope! What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, then wait at the top and stuff. Cool.
Okay, so I completed.
So that was you needed to kill 6 and then it ends.
So I should have focused more on the war chiefs. And of course I got that idiotic accidental brand.
So actually the way they do this is you need 5 war chiefs positions empty. that means you do need to kill all the other ones first to get that bonus. Then you would have gotten a bonus.
Yeah. Well, that was fun though. Let's see where I'm at the leaderboard now. It was 9,000 something, right?
Still a long way, but they must have cheated the top. That's the same guy who's number 1 and 2 with the same score.
General leaderboards. Well, a couple of thousand places up. How much time do we actually have now?
5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time to drop in and show off something else. I mean, we could drop into the main story and just show a little bit of the how the other skin looks.
Let's show the main skin, because like for people who are
yeah, but I mean, I'm just thinking because we've done we did a stream on it before. But yeah, sure.
That is the game that has won this place, sort of.
I get what you mean. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
So this is your sort of story mode where you finish the story and then you can just run around the world and do extra stuff after. And now you made a Rancor, it seems.
I was seeing if I could remember how to weaken him, but I did not. Come at me, bro.
Oh, nice to climb, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Didn't expect a Karagor at the same time. That might just be useful.
All right, as we're getting to wrap up here, this was number 4 in the GRTV Game of the Year, voted by editors from all the different countries. Number 5 was Mario Kart. You can go back and watch that stream as well, where we also go through the 6 through 10. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll announce the number 3.
Oh, wrong button.
And we will have another video where one of the editors will share their personal top 5. So looking forward to that. Of course, we can't announce it. You'll have to wait until tomorrow to see what game is the number 3. So join us then. And
I was on a good run with emptying the player board, but trying to trap a Graug and not succeeding is instant death. So I was gonna see a hell of a lot of promotions for the final 3 minutes of the stream.
But this is one of the things in the game, so I guess that's fitting.
So here you can see how all the captains are getting promoted, working their way up to being the next war chief after I take them out. And I mean, the most fun thing about this game is building a personal relationship with one of the captains, because the voice work is great. I mean, they're not all exactly individually voiced. I mean, there's a limited number of personalities, but it's very varied, a lot of them. And then, you know, if you fight one and then he gets away and runs away, he'll mention it the next time, or if he kills you, he'll talk about how he did that, and you know, it feels very personalized. And one of the first things that I did within the game was the first orc that killed me, I was like, okay, you're war chief, buddy. So I farmed him until he got to be war chief, and then I accelerated time, so he was, can't remember, I think it was level 20 or something. And then he, towards the end, I met him and his crew of bodyguards, and I was like, that was like my favorite moment of the game. And a little bit later I got to the end bosses and I was like,
Okay.
But I mean, that is like characteristic of why this game is great.
Okay. All right. It's 6 o'clock. Come back tomorrow at 4 to see the top 3. Thank you for watching and have a good day.
See you on the flip side.
What are these towers of silver? They are lights to guide us in the land of shadow.